Hey, it's Darik from Mix 96. We're backstage at Best Concert Ever 2019 with the boys from Magic, Nasri, and Mark. Guys, thank you for being here today.
Thank you.
Now, you and I, all of us, we had a bonding moment over cheeseburgers 2 years ago, 3 years ago.
That's right.
They were doing a show on the East Coast. I was there, and I sat down with you guys. You invited me to come have some Shake Shack burgers with you. We got to know each other a little bit, so it's good to see you again. And you're okay?
Start over. I swallowed
Do we
the
need to
candy.
start over? We're good? Okay.
I swallowed the candy in
What
my mouth.
kind of candy were you eating?
It's for my voice.
It's a special candy?
That was a horrible experience for me.
Is this a good is this a good time to ask you what your favorite candy is?
My favorite candy is sugarless candy to avoid dental bills.
And
I have to have a root canal.
let me see. No, you're good. Your teeth are fine. Yeah. What about yours?
Mine are fine.
Well, so we should probably talk about your music, right? Which I have adored for a long time. Rude is the song that, of course, a lot of people know, that a lot of mix listeners know. Some of my personal favorites are Red Dress. You should check it out. Lay You Down Easy is an amazing song. You guys have a lot of stuff. You call yourself a fusion band, so you do reggae, but you also do much more than that. There's a lot of complexity in your music, right?
Sure. The reggae stuff seems to be focused on because I think people haven't heard a band do that in a while, right? But really, if you listen to the albums, you'll hear everything. You'll hear kind of UK rock, you'll hear some Canadian rock, you'll hear reggae, dance hall, hip hop grooves, very balladic moments. It's pretty diverse.
So one of my favorite songs you guys do is Dance Monkey. I don't know if you're going to do that tonight. If you could, it's a great song.
I don't even know if I remember the words.
Dance Monkey Dance.
Dance Monkey Dance.
Such a great song. So you guys have 3 albums.
Yes.
And you have, I understand that you are dealing with a toddler right now.
I have a 4-year-old, yeah.
4-year-old, how has that been, fatherhood? Tell me about it.
Fatherhood is good.
Delayed that a little bit in life.
Yeah, I did. It comes natural to me. I have a great partner, so she's a great mom. She takes a lot of the load. But yeah, he's my little best friend, you know. He's like my little twin. He walks around singing all day long.
You were just telling me that you found a new place in LA.
I did.
And
I built a house.
You built a house in, maybe I shouldn't say where it is. We don't want people to stop you. But it's in Studio City somewhere.
Somewhere in Studio City,
And you're in the pool all the time. Are you teaching him how to swim?
He's almost there. He's very close.
Okay.
Yeah, he doesn't want to put his head in the water.
That's a scary thing. I don't want to do it still.
Yeah, so you know what, I don't want to freak him out. So, you know, just taking my time. And sooner or later, he'll just fall in and be like, oh,
And he'll learn how to stay above water.
Yeah. Right now, he just has one of those like noodles.
Like he just tucks it around.
He just chats with everybody.
Yeah.
He's a little chatty little guy.
I'm kind of like that. I'm
yeah.
chatty.
Yeah.
Mark?
Buddy.
So we also had this conversation with you. We were talking about how this business and being an artist can take a lot out of you, because what you guys do is you dig so deep into the essence of who you are to express your art musically, and in other ways too, and that has a tendency to exhaust you. It has a tendency to pull a lot out of you because you want to express yourself in the most fundamental ways through your art, through your music,
right?
Individually and as a band. How do you stay, Mark, the question to you first, how do you stay energized and focused as a person who is so deeply involved in his art and, you know, touring, going around from city to city? What do you do?
Well, I mean, that's a good question. I mean, I suppose you can develop some strategies specifically to stay energized and focused. I mean, you think you touched on something important, and that's that you're perpetually gone. You're always in a new city, and even when you're not and you're at home, your internal monologue is compelling you to concentrate on musical related activities. And so I think something that's important every now and then is just sort of detach yourself from that and kind of be a little more selfless, you know, care about other people. I'm guilty of being very obsessed with music. I'm always working on music. Nasri is too. We're always in the studio, we're always working on music, play a lot of gigs, I do a lot of this type of thing. But, you know, you just have to attempt to connect with human beings, and even if you're doing that through music, that's fine. You just don't want to get sucked into the vortex and the bubble of this continuous musical experience that involves nothing else. You know,
so you have a balance.
Yeah, you need exactly. You know, everyone always says everything in moderation.
Sure.
And I think that is true even for your musical existence as well. Well, that being said, I think it's good to be obsessed with music though too, because it compels you to continue working at it and improve.
Especially if it's part of who you are as a person.
Definitely, yeah. And for me, it really is. I don't feel like I have too much else to me other than that.
You're not a complex person. I'm sure there's
just
much
musical.
more.
Aren't you a world-class pottery maker?
No.
I mean, I would love to be. I would love to
Do
be.
you like
the
pottery?
most well-balanced.
I do like pottery. I do not do any pottery. No.
That's a lie.
You just
So
made
he
that.
just-
That was a lie.
So you guys obviously have a sense of humor to keep it interesting.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what we do when we're in a new place? We actually go to a new place to eat together.
Yes.
Not just our band, with our crew. Like everybody, we're friends, and so that was actually the whole. That's the reason why the band is still together, ups and downs, is we're friends. And if you actually look at any other band in history, you look at if you study them, you see that they're all friends, because this is a marriage. Right.
It's something that outside of your relationship at home with your kid and your
Yes.
wife, this is something that consumes your life.
Absolutely.
A sexless marriage.
A sexless
right.
A
marriage.
sexless marriage with all
Not
the
always,
fighting and
I
ups
gotta
and
be
downs
honest
though
with
that
you,
comes
though.
with
I
it.
mean, I'm kind of happy for both of you that it's a sexless marriage.
Yeah.
Because you also have
Look how
partners
handsome
that,
he is.
you're very handsome.
Yeah.
But I think that your respective partners would be angry.
Or confused.
Or it'd be like being in jail. You got to take
Yeah.
care of your business
Yeah.
when you're in jail.
You know, the one thing is like, and I think like people catch it when they see us play live, is that we're all very connected in a way. Like we know what the other person. We're like LeBron and D Wade. You know, like we got the rhythm.
That's a nice thing to say.
We got the rhythm. You know, like we know how to support each other musically. And then two, when we're out mingling and saying hello to people, we know each other's energies. We know when somebody needs a break. We know,
You read each other, I understand.
Yeah, and the whole band is like that. Everybody is very connected, and we have a lot of internal relationships and fun things to keep it moving.
The thing I love about you guys, and this has been my experience working with you guys for the last few years, is that you absolutely love your art. You don't want to compromise it, but at the same time you're reasonable and you know how to play the game and you get it and you understand that business is just a part of what we do.
Sure.
And so you have a great crossroad between your personal integrity for art, but also being a band, going out there, promoting, doing the work, making the money, doing what you have to do.
Yes.
So I love that about you, and I know how important your music is to you. And I know that branching out is important to you, and I'm curious, are you guys working on anything solo?
I mean, Mark has put out some solo records.
I put out 2 singles. One's called You Change Me and another one's called Lifetime. And I got a whole bunch more going, and Nasri's working on his own solo music too.
Yeah, that was a tough decision for me because it's not about the band of why I'm putting out a solo record. It's just because I make too much music and we can't funnel all the music that we make through this one band.
Yeah.
It's too much. I wrote 200 songs this year. I'm out of control. And so
But writing this is who you are, that's your passion.
yeah, but it's like there's just specific songs where I wrote this one, I can't tell you it yet, but I wrote this one that for the first time in this 5 years, it felt like it was me. And I was like, this isn't the band, this is me. And I asked the guys, and the guys were like, you should put it out, And so it was like, again, we're all communicating. It's not like...
So you were communicating as a band, and then when it came to doing your solo work, you communicated about that so you have open communication, nobody gets
Yeah,
the
like
None of us
Mark,
wants the
right?
band to end, We're all very supportive of each other.
Yeah, like Mark's playing on one of my songs on my record, It's not
sure,
like,
yeah.
It's just more that what I'm saying in the songs feels more like me, not a group of guys.
Sure.
And we want the band music to feel like we all relate to it.
I know that this is a touchy subject because you can't always say,
Yeah.
but is there anybody that you're working with right now
Yeah, this has been a
that's
crazy
very
year for me.
special?
Yeah, there's been, I can say a few names. I've been in the studio with John Legend and Kelly Rowland
That's huge.
and a lot of people. I've been writing for a lot of people. I have Skip Marley's next single coming out.
Oh my God.
Featuring a
That's
very big
amazing.
artist. I can't tell you who it is.
Fair enough, we gotta wait. And when can we find that out so everybody
I think
knows?
it comes out in like 30 days or so.
All right, you heard it here.
And I have a record, do a lot of Sabrina Claudio stuff. the new stuff now. There's a big feature coming out on that too. I was a writer before Magic, you know, so I came back to full-time writing this year, and I've been just tearing it up.
I'd love to hear that.
Yeah.
And is there anything that you're working on individually that you're super proud of right now, or are there any people besides friends that you're working with that you really?
Yeah, I mean, there's a
about?
bunch of stuff. I mean, the main thing I've been doing is, I mean, I sing in a place called the Rhythm Room every week in LA. Motown covers and that type of thing.
I have to see that. I would love to.
Next time you're in LA, and Nasri's come out a few times and joined me on stage. Yeah, and so that's something I like to do. And I've worked also in the studio with a lot of different artists this year. I got some cuts coming up, so that's just try to grind away and you know.
Like I said, the work ethic is also a part of what you do in addition to the art.
Yeah,
yeah, totally.
Constantly evolving and constantly supporting each other. And then we don't want people. We're not dramatic people. We're not on drugs. Magic's not going to have that. It's just not going to happen. We purposely chose these guys around us when Mark and I started it as good guys who want to do the long run. We want the band to be touring in our 60s, 70s, you know?
That's a long way ahead of you.
So come on out every year. We'll see you.
My few final questions. Number one, is it true that all Canadians are very nice? Because that's the stereotype that seems to follow you guys everywhere.
Well, I mean, that's
been my experience.
Listen, I love Canada. We're all very nice, but there's some crime over there. Not everybody's nice.
Everybody thinks it's utopia here.
No,
I think it's
not.
erroneous that every Canadian's nice, but I think en masse, Canadians have a slightly, arguably better social conscience than Americans. It even manifests itself in a political level.
Sure.
Not to get too political, but I mean, we have healthcare, for instance.
Sure.
We have better welfare. You know, there's more money, there's more taxation, and there's also more money that gets pumped into helping people.
And I think you're right. Even socially, the subtleties. You guys there's much more subtlety in the way you think and the way you speak about things, which I really appreciate.
I mean,
because we're kind of becoming, I'm going to say it, kind of empty-headed here in the United States.
No,
I mean, this is a great country too, man. I mean,
amazing. I was born and raised.
Yeah, it's a beautiful place. I mean, I just think that it's important to take care of the people. So, however that is supposed to look, just never turn your back on the people.
Or to adjust and to evolve into what the people need now.
Right.
Where people can make their own choices, and you do your best to support them.
Sure.
Without crossing moral lines and ethical lines.
And we know a lot about who you are. As
Recycle.
The Canadians are good at recycling, by the way. We can take cues from them, right? So we know you're kind of your general persona on stage. We know, but I want to know if you could have a real vulnerable moment, each of you. What is one thing you really want people to know about who you are, the essence of Nasri and Mark? What is that?
That when I'm singing, I wrote it.
Right.
It happened.
But what is there? It's maybe something that they can't read in your lyrics that you can share with them. That's very personal who you are.
I think that I'm kind of never truly satisfied.
So you're a perfectionist.
In all things of life. I think it's a Capricorn thing. I think we're just never satisfied, and it keeps my lyrics constantly moving. Where it's I could go home and we have the best night and I ruin it. I'm a saboteur, I just come in and we're having fun, we're dancing.
And you kill it, and what do you? So let's see, we're at a party. You come in. What happens?
I just say something stupid to her. Like she'll be like, "What'd you think of the movie that we just watched?"
Yeah.
And I'll just destroy it. And she'll be like, "Why do you have to ruin a perfectly good Disney movie night with the kids?" And I was like, "Okay, well, I saw the plot hole, And
I do the same thing.
I'm super cynical. I'm super cynical.
Such a cynic.
But that's also kind of an Arab thing.
It is. You're right.
Middle Easterns are kind of cynical.
Yes, they are.
And so
Semites are cynical.
Yeah, my parents are like that.
Yeah.
But we grow and. She's not perfect either.
Right.
But that's my main thing. I'm very cynical.
That's cool, though.
I'm kind of not really the character that you see in the videos.
That's what I'm saying. People only kind of know you from that.
Yeah, they see me as this kind of happy guy, but I'm.
But you are a happy dude.
I am, generally, but I have opinions.
Don't we all?
Yeah.
But no, I get it. I understand it. I actually think the cynicism is a nice thing to have. You can't be completely positive all the time.
No.
A little realism in your life is a good thing. And what about you?
I mean, it's illogical to be completely positive all the time, although arguably beneficial.
But you are. It seems that way. You're genuinely. That's who you are.
Oh no! I mean, for me, I'm just a music nerd.
The most in the band. definitely Mark is the most positive.
You think so?
1,000%.
That's sweet. Well, I mean, listen, I'm not even sure what to say that I want people to know about me, but I'm just a music nerd. I just love practicing.
I know. People need to know that Mark is much more than a guitar player.
I'm sure he is.
Appreciate that, bro.
Yeah, I think that's what people don't really realize about Mark. That in our band, he plays that role because he saw that was the role he needed to fill. But he is he's way more talented than all of us.
No.
He sings.
Look at how humble he is.
No.
Yeah.
Come on, I appreciate that. Hey, man.
Crazy,
I appreciate that.
crazy,
Right on, look at
crazy
that love right
talent.
there.
He knows how talented he is, but he's a very nice guy.
As you can see, we're supportive of each other.
course,
You know,
that's
I'm a big fan of Nasri too. So,
but also Mark. The one thing people don't know about Mark is Mark's also a music producer. Has worked with J. Cole. Has worked with Sabrina Claudio and all these things, Chris Brown and all these people. So
well, you brought me into the Chris Brown thing.
Doesn't matter. But
we're having a love fest
This is
over
a
here.
love fest.
But guys,
Yeah.
thank you. I love chatting with you. It's
Thank
always
you,
like
bro.
having a conversation with friends.
Thanks, man.
I appreciate you.
Habibi.
Thank you for
man.
being here.
Shukran.
Thank you.
Salami there.
Of course, have fun. So, Nasri and Mark from Magic, Backstage, Best Concert Ever, thank you so much for hanging out with us. We appreciate you.
peace.
Thank you, guys. Sweet.